So I am doing an extraordinary claims project for school. She made the prompt pretty open-ended. It was just, basically pick something that you're unsure about, but that you've heard extreme claims about. So other people in my class have thought of some pretty cool stuff to do. But I really wanted to do something that would pertain to my life and be relevant to what I'm doing, or just like my everyday life right now. And so I thought the best thing that I needed help with the most, I guess, was with my dogs. I just found a dog, Odie, and I have a dog already, Bourbon, and they stress me out like so much. So they're just constantly like playing with each other, yapping at each other, barking, nipping each other, running around the house, peeing, stepping on my feet, just generally crazy. One of them is a puppy, but one of them is 4. So I found this thing when I looked up homeopathy for dogs called Lachesis mutis. So that is what I'm going to be researching for my extraordinary claims project. I'm looking at Lachesis mutis, which is homeopathy for humans used for menopause, and how it affects dogs, because the website that I was on claimed that it would reduce anxiety in dogs. You could take 5 pills up to 3 times a day, just load them with it, and it would reduce their anxiety. So we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, now it's story time about how the 2 dogs that I have came to my apartment. The first dog that I had
was Bourbon.
Last year, right before I moved into my apartment, Quantrell Subaru over at Woodford Humane Society sponsored an adoption drive. So all the dogs and all the cats were completely free to anybody who wanted to come pick. So, of course, I was like, I have to get a dog because I'm about to move into my apartment. It's my first time being on my own, and my mom absolutely freaked out, but it was all good. So Bourbon is beautiful. He is just turned 4 years old on Halloween. He is supposedly an Australian Shepherd and Terrier mix, although I don't really think he looks like either of those. That's Bourbon. He's small. He's kind of aggressive, just really territorial. I don't know a whole lot about his past from what the Woodford Humane Society told me. It sounded like the person who had him before me had him tied up outside in the backyard for most of the time, but it sounded like he slept inside with them. So he was kind of spoiled part of the time, but then the other part of the time, he was essentially kind of just like left to his own devices outside, tied to a post. So that's only the most recent history I know about Bourbon, but he had, I think, 3 owners before that. So I don't really know all of what's happened to him, but he's been with me for almost a year now, so love his heart. And so second dog is Odie. Odie, come here. Come here. Okay, here's Odie. This is my little love baby. He came up to us, actually to Chris, in the parking lot of the apartment 3 weeks ago. He stuck his little snout right in Chris's butt, and Chris brought him up to the apartment and was like, Taylor, there is this other dog outside. And so I was like, well, bring him in. And he just came in, and he just thought that this was his home and that I was his mom. So he is basically the best. As you can tell, he is a sweet little cuddle baby. He is, we think, maybe a Doberman Shepherd, or Doberman Retriever or something like that. He's really sweet. He's a puppy. He has these big old puppy paws. He's super playful. He's really sweet. He's derpy. He's a lot more goofy than Bourbon is. So, but he's bigger than Bourbon by a good bit. And he looks like he might grow even more. So when he first got here, Bourbon was really salty. He did not like there being another dog in the house, especially another guy dog. So they fought quite a bit, but now they are getting along and they're just the best of puppy friends. So there you go. Okay, so here I am. I've just gotten my first delivery of the Lachesis mutis. I ordered this on Amazon for like $10. It comes in this really tiny bottle, and it has about 80 capsules in it. I'll just give you a really close-up look. This is the amount. You can get up to 200 Cs. That's just like the strength of the pellet. This is technically for hot flashes associated with menopause. But apparently, according to the homeopathic website, this is going to help my dogs with their anxiety. So this is what the little tiny pellet looks like. It's like a tiny little white piece. It's really easy. I've just been kind of cramming it in their mouth and shoving it at the back of their throat and then closing. And I've started out with 1 on the first night. The second night I gave them 2. You can give them up to 5, 3 times a day. But I mean, I wouldn't do that to myself the first time taking a medicine, just like down it. So with the dogs, I'm gonna just kind of start it off to make sure that they're okay with it. And then I guess, I probably won't give them that much, but maybe 3 pills twice a day. And we'll see how it goes. But so far, they've been acting no different. No less barking, no less whining, no less fighting or play fighting. Pretty much all the same. So we'll see how it continues to go. So here is a little Odie update. So yesterday, Saturday, was 3 weeks that we've had Odie. So today is 3 weeks and 1 day. Humane Society told us that after 30 days, if no owner had contacted us or the Lost Pets of Lexington page or any of that, then Odie is basically ours. He's been great, other than the drywall incident, which was caused by me stupidly leaving him at home alone and him doing this to the door. And a lot of pee. There's really been no other issues that he's been causing. Him and Bourbon have been getting along a lot better. It's mostly been play fighting instead of actual fighting and gnashing of teeth. So that's been good. So next week, I guess on Monday technically, if it's going to be 30 days, if no one has called about Odie, then he is officially ours. So that's pretty exciting. It's going to be a crazy dog apartment, but I guess that'll be fun. So with claims about homeopathy, a lot of the arguments kind of center around alternative health and generally wanting to avoid big pharma, want to avoid being in the hospital. They want to be able to treat everything at home themselves by looking things up online and ordering things for pretty cheap on Amazon. I personally didn't want to take whatever this random pill is. I feel like a terrible person, but I'm okay with my dogs taking it, I guess. So I don't think it's going to cause them any harm or anything like that. But they all make it seem like it's really healthy, all natural, and all that. So it seems like there should be no worries and no concern. So what is Lachesis mutus? It's snake venom, apparently, which scared me a little bit. And Odie has been having diarrhea, so that's kind of concerning. Who knew? They just kind of sell this stuff. They really don't put any disclaimer on it. Should I be worried? I have no idea. When you look up Lachesis mutus on Google, just by itself, remember that I found this on a homeopathy website. So if you just Google Lachesis mutus, all you find is this information really from that homeopathy website and reviews on Amazon for basically the product that I bought, which is concerning if you're the person taking that medicine, because I don't think that you want a totally unreviewed source telling you that this is like the best thing for your body. So I would consider that a kind of a red flag if I were taking it for myself. All the Amazon reviews, however, are like 3, 4, 5 stars. If you are part of the uninformed population, you might not realize that Amazon does pay people to review products well, and the manufacturer pays to review the products well. So sometimes that can be like just not true, I guess. So that was interesting. All in all, I'm not going to keep giving my dogs this random pill, especially now that I found out that it's snake venom. That doesn't comfort me. I didn't notice really any change in their behavior in terms of anxiety, in terms of being less barking, less nipping at each other. I think they have, but I think it's just because they've gotten used to each other, not necessarily because of the pill, because the more pills I gave them, they didn't really get any better. And I just don't feel comfortable giving them up to 15 pills of snake venom a day. So I probably will stop the Lachesis mutus trials since the project's over. So that's my final review on homeopathy for dogs.